The DNF video is finally out of the way, and this week we are talking about how in the heck am I training for a 100K in the desert, especially in the heat in Arizona, and what should you be doing? Let's get into it. Well, as you can imagine, running is definitely a big aspect in my training. I mean, we're running through the desert, so of course we have to train for that. But there are a few key things to this that you should know. One, I'm not sitting on a treadmill every time I'm running because, well, that only does a few things. Number two, hill training is absolutely incorporated. It's a huge must, a must-do, must-have. Number three, running in the heat is huge. Let's talk about that for a minute. So heat training is absolutely one of the biggest aspects, and anybody who's going to run through the desert should be telling you this. Now, if they tell you not, they're full of crap, and you should never listen to them. It's pretty simple. You're running through the desert. If you're not acclimated to running in heat, I warn you, it is a massive wake-up call. Now, there are a few things that you can do. Number one, open up the app on your phone and see when it is going to be the hottest time of day. Now, if you work like me, Monday through Friday, here's the cool part. Typically, the hottest time of day is in the afternoon. So if you're home by 4 or 5 and it's still 90 degrees outside, it's a great time to go run. Plus, you can just pour sweat and everybody stares at you. If not, though, you have the weekends. And unfortunately, you do have to find the hottest time of day in the weekends, and you have to get out there and run. Now, do I recommend going full bore as hard as you can for hours on end? No, I definitely don't. I think that's stupid. You need to get out there and do what's comfortable. So a light run, a walk, just get your body acclimated to the heat. Get an ice bandana, put that on, take a lot of water with you, and just go suffer, because that's pretty much what it's going to be. But you can't show up for this race and not be prepared. Now, I'm going to do a whole video on this later on, but let's talk race nutrition real quick. Number one thing, you need to practice race nutrition, and you need to try different things that could be on the course. For instance, last year, tailwind was huge, and then all of a sudden scratch showed up. So you need to make sure your belly is kind of used to those, acclimated to those. Morton would be a good one. Tailwind, absolute. Scratch is definitely a good one. And then looking at the different type of gels. You need to practice before you go out there. Jump on thefeed.com and order a few bags. They're not that expensive and they're worth it. And then you figure out what works best for you. Now, I know everybody says, I'm going to bring my own. It's okay. Cool. But I'm going to tell you what happens. When you get into your first aid station or second aid station, I would recommend a Jackass. You're going to come in there and there's going to be a bunch of volunteers there who are going to fill you up. The last thing you're going to want to do is take off your bag, rip open a pouch, and pour it in there. In fact, why do that when all you got to do is go, oh, you have tailwind. It works for me. Fill me up. And no, I'm not cleaning off the car. In fact, that's my brother's car. And it really needs a bath. If only there was a pressure washing system that's only interrupted this video 4 or 5 times that could be installed. Of course it would. Running on the treadmill, do I recommend it for training? Absolutely. Now, again, it's something you just don't stick with that, and that's not the only thing you do, but it's great to get on there, set that very slow, low pace. That's going to help you to where you're in mile 35 and it's semi-flat, and you've got to just keep going, and you don't want to, but you're trained, so your legs just do it anyways. So get on a treadmill, find that slow pace, set it, and forget it. We've talked running in the heat, we've talked getting on a treadmill. Now you got to go run some hills, because even though Javelina looks pretty flat, let me tell you something. When you're running up to the finish or the turnaround point at the very end, it is literally straight up. It's not uphill like this, but it's uphill. In fact, it's kind of annoying because every video I've watched, it looks flat, and then you get there and it's uphill. So yeah, train hills. It just works. There's nothing more to really say on that. Anyways, let me show you something else I added to the collection at home for training, and we'll talk about that. All right, so a little added flavor for weight loss when not necessarily struggling, but something to add to the kick. One of these guys right here, Peloton bike. Facebook Marketplace, they're a dime a dozen, they're all over. Just throw a bunch of offers out there, see who bites. It's fortunate I found somebody who offered this at a low price. They did add a new $100 activation fee for the bike, which, I mean, I get it because they want you to buy from them directly, but I kind of think it's crap. When you're buying one of these bikes, of course, you're going to want to spin the wheel. You're going to want to listen to any magnets rubbing, go through it, make sure there's no rust on the bike. This one is in really good condition. Sorry, it's really hot, so I'm gonna get really sweaty, unfortunately. When you guys are removing the monitors, when you buy the unit, there is a little screw at the bottom here. Some people don't know about this. So when you go to pull it out and you're like, why is it not coming out? What's going on? It's just a little screw, real Phillips. Just a quick little unscrew. Now I have it loose because, well, obvious reasons. Take this little guy out, slide it all the way down, let it just sit there, and then just screw right back in. Real simple. Make sure when you guys are doing it, screw it all the way in. That just prevents it so nobody can, when they're trying to set up their height, nobody can just pull it out and accidentally drop it, because of course that won't be warranted. So when you're buying it, take it out. When you take it out, just screw it in a little bit so you don't lose it. But that should help you transfer. Never transfer with that on there. It can end really, really bad. Plus it makes it a lot easier, awkward. I mean, I can lift this thing by myself. So, but now we just got to wire it up. Here's another note. Most of these bikes are going to come with a piece of Velcro that you just Velcro this little guy up and it prevents from rubbing. This one does not have it. So we'll just use a zip tie. We'll fix it right up. Real simple. All right, I took the new seat for a spin. I was just kind of setting up my height. I remember my numbers. Nah, I don't like it. It's cool. I understand that, you know, it helps. Just not what I'm used to, so it's not something I like. If you're setting up the bike, take your time to do this. This is very, very important because this can affect your hip pain, your knee pain, foot pain, shin pain, calf pain, everything, shoulders, you name it, it can affect it. So take a little bit of extra time to get yourself measured out. If you don't know what you're doing, there's a ton of YouTube videos on how to do this, and I recommend it. So we're gonna get the seat changed out because that absolutely will not work for me, and we'll get this thing cranked up, get it registered. But this is going to be a game changer for some weight loss. It's always worked for me. It's never not worked for me. So we're going to throw this in the mix, and yeah. Now, back to talking about whatever this video is about anyways. Yes, I incorporated a Peloton into the routine. It just works for me. In fact, it works for everybody. Now, you don't have to have a Peloton. So if you have a gym membership and you go there, you just jump on a bike, spin those legs up. You can kind of work the incline, the power, however you want, and it works. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. Most ultra runners that you know do like to hop on a bike, and it's just another form of activity to engage your legs. It helps the development, and it burns fat very, very fast. And for me, I will pour sweat in a 20 to 30 minute class where there's a pool under the bike. Basically, that's all the training is for me. I don't want to get into too much detail with times and all the things on distances and all the fun stuff. I just know I'm putting in enough time every day that's going to get me to where I want to be. I've done this before. I know kind of what I need to do to get there. I'm sure most of you watching this are probably way more intelligent when it comes to the numbers and what to do and training and all that. But there are some things to reiterate. For instance, heat training. I talked to somebody who said, oh, I can go sit in a sauna and I'm good to go. And let me tell you, that doesn't work for crap. You need to be outside. You need to be used to the sun beating down on you. So get outside, go run. When it says it's really, really hot, who cares? Go outside, tell your wife, your husband, your friend, your loved one, whatever, your dog, your goldfish, I'll be back, and go out there. Make sure you stay hydrated. Anyways, that's going to wrap up this video. Time to cut this one, move on to the next subject, which is going to be race nutrition, what I'm doing before the race, and all that, like I promised a little bit ago. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time.